Hello and welcome in. Just get this up on my main screen here. Move this back as much as I can. Here the if anyone is watching already, welcome in. I'm trying to get my camera set up a little bit better. Let's see. I'm all the way up there. Let's get a little bit further down. What's this? See, this is the problem with being tall. Is that, you know, like if I sit like this, you can see it. But I don't sit like that in gaming. I sit here. So I wonder if I need to like I guess this one doesn't zoom in, does it? Yeah. This guy changes. Hello. Why did the camera stop? Oh my god. Hello. Why did it? Oh, there it is. Huh? Oh my god. Hello. Oh my god. Girl. Girl, the camera today is not having. Huh? Oh my god. Hold on a minute. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Oh my god. It was working before I started the stream. It's annoying. Is it stabilizing? Is it stabilizing? It's stabilizing. It looks like it's stabilizing. Come on. Is it because the... Hold on. That camera is holding on for dear life. What the fuck? Okay. Something is okay. Ooh, that is an interesting. Uh, huh? Okay, she's doing great. Okay. It looks like it's working now. Uh-huh. Cool. So I'm gonna do my makeup first, and then hopefully we'll watch, because I miss doing my makeup. And don't switch Discord. Okay. It's been a while since I've done this, but here we go. All right. There we go. Let me turn down the music a little bit so I can hear what I'm thinking. Jesus Christ. Wait, okay. Let's see here. Okay. My skin is definitely not 21 anymore, that's for sure. Okay. I think I need more primer than this. Oh, such a delicious primer, this. Let's see here. So, what's going on? We can chat about it once again. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit of filler for time, so that people have the time to like see that I am live. And then I'm gonna switch to watch as soon as this makeup is done. Because to be honest, I've really missed doing makeup on stream. I just haven't had the energy, you know. And now that I'm completely living alone, I would like to go back to doing that. Here. Start with some concealer under the eyes. And some highlighter. This super pale. This one, yeah. I think, yeah. I have this like super pale concealer that I use for highlights. Oh, it's about to run out. head. And my teardrops there till it stops. My grip, I'm slipping away from it. Oh God, everything is so fucked. Let's see here. Side of my state of mind, lost my Christ. I kind of want to do something like goth, like I usually do. We're gonna need a little bit of foundation. Give you that kind of. I need this one, luminous smooth. I also miss Toon Drag. It's been a long while since I've done drag, and because I've kind of decided like, oh, I don't want to do that very often because I'm getting older and I'm realizing how much work it is, and I'm like unmasking my autism. So but sometimes I want to like I want to combat my depression by, for example, dressing up, just to feel something, you know. See, already this is giving me like a more pale, like kind of goth look, especially on camera. Because I'm reminded that I don't, I want to get back into like painting for the webcam and not the real life, because it's a lot more fun. Obviously probably not gonna wear boobs ever again because that was like way too hot. Way too overstimulating. But I would like to wear makeup again on stream because I thought it was kind of cozy to warm up by doing makeup first. Ow. And now that I live completely alone, I can stream whenever the fuck I want. I don't have to like adhere to my ex-boyfriend anymore, or ex-partner. Oh, my hair is so dry. Yeah, that works. Ready to like blend. Oh, babe, I hope you have a lovely day. I'm kind of in the mood for some. In this moment, I think. Oh, yes. That's actually why I got this idea of doing makeup on stream. Because I was listening to this while I was cleaning the kitchen. I was like, I am in a mood. I have the entire weekend free. Just do whatever the fuck I want. So, why not? Okay. It's barely noticeable, but if you saw a picture before and after, you'll probably see the difference. It's like subtle, but it's there. I'm about to do things that are not subtle. Let's see. Let's start off with some of the powder, I think. Let's see, it's blue on this. Yeah. So I want to do, let's see, what do we do with this? Because you can't really see that much on stream that like this is green. So I wonder if it would even make sense to do green. Maybe it will make sense. But also with this theme, I'm thinking of maybe blue is difficult. That's the thing. Blue is a difficult color to work with. And red is barely going to show up on the stream, so maybe I'll do green. Let me get out my. Actually, yeah, let me get out my. Here. Because I want to see the difference between this and this other one. Because I have a red, and I also have a purple. I want to do something edgy though. So it's the thing is like, what does this look like in the camera? Okay, so the red would show up, same as the green. The purple would look dark. So the purple is definitely the way to go. Let's do purple and blue then. Is there anything in this still? Nope, that's like almost dried up. Let's there's Alyssa Edwards palette. Oh yeah. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, that's a good color. Let's see here. So let's start with. I'm thinking. I don't want to do any contour or anything because I want to look like a fucking corpse. And I should definitely also get my hands on some fucking white face paint because that would be such a fucking like such a fucking vibe. But until then, let's do something pale. When I have some glitter as well. So the question is, okay, maybe we start with something lighter, like maybe like a blue. Yeah, this one. Yeah, exactly. Like, look at that. Start with something lighter. It's a base here. Just to give you that kind of, and maybe even some blue. Yeah, because you can barely see that on stream. It does give my eyes a little bit of shine, but I'm gonna paint over it. So. If I remember correctly, you start with like painting out this. Because I do want to give like edgy man. You know? So I'll draw out these a little bit. Definitely need darker. Their beast is very dark. Just a tiny bit of it. Yeah. Oh yes, now we're cooking. Now I just gotta do something to match this. as an insane brow, but I'm gonna do eye makeup to match it. Okay. Now I decide blue or purple. Let's see what this would look like. I'm just switching my arm here. Let's see. Oh. Because the light blue is going to be very... That could work, I think, actually. Like a light blue. And then a dark blue. Either that or like... Because I could also do green. That'd be very like draggy, I think. I think blue. Yeah, we're doing blue. So we're gonna do blue first here. And of course the classic line as well of concealer just under the brow. Oh, this is strong. But that's kind of the point. I want to do some fun makeup then. Let me get this under here. Remember, it's gonna be with my hair down. It's gonna look more like this. Oh, yes, okay. Maybe I should do makeup with my hair down actually, so I get the reference here. Blend this. This is where it blends a little bit so you don't get that strong line there. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. Ooh, yeah. I like this. I think, let's see, do I like this side more or this side? I think I like this side more because it's more blended, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. I think. Maybe a little bit more blue on this side. Like here. You know? Yeah. My roots run deep. I'm gonna have to do some eyeliner, but before that, get like a darker blue, or maybe even a purple actually. Let's see this swatch again. Could do the... Oh yeah, wait, the dark, the purple, this is... The thing is this kind of looks bluish on camera, so let's do that one. It's like on the inner... Like here. This looks crazy in real life, but it's made for webcam. If I do this, yeah, you can barely see it on stream, but there's like, it's like darker. I definitely need like a black eyeliner over it. And then I think I need gray under the eye. Maybe, actually, maybe yeah, no, because it's subtle. Blue, because blue is gonna look too much like looking this, I think. Oh, this is pretty cool. This looks interesting too in real life. It looks more wild in real life, but Hello, welcome in. I'm deciding whether this is enough makeup. Because I also do... Also, welcome in, how are you doing? I'm gonna play Overwatch in just a minute. I just wanted to finish my makeup here. This looks absolutely crazy in real life, like in my mirror, but it looks a lot less violent on stream. Hold on, I really need to blend this. Yeah. See, let's blend this. It's not as a violent of a gray. Ah, stuck my own eye. Let's see here. It's one of those things where it looks better. Oh, and I forgot. I'm gonna be wearing glasses with this look. Yeah, that's fine. Dope. Oh, did the stream just reload itself? It did on my end. Well, welcome back. Or maybe it was just my chat doc, my chat page over here that reloaded itself. Yeah, okay, we definitely need some black in there. Maybe with this first, or no, just a straight up. I need a straight up like black eyeliner. Let's see, where's my black eyeliner? That's a white. I might do that as well because if I remember. This is the question: do I want to go more mask or more femme? And I think I also need a little bit more color there in the brow. So maybe just an eyeliner pencil for that. Give you that kind of line here. That is a violent brow, but it's fine. Oh, I know what this needs. I think I have an idea that might counter this really well. I'm gonna need to have my hair up though. I wonder what would happen if I put white eyeliner right under there instead of the concealer. And maybe blend that with some concealer. Actually, yeah, let's take a line of concealer first. Pale one. Where did I put the pale one? Do a line of pale concealer and then like a white eyeliner on top. And see how that looks. Like this. You see that? Yeah, that makes it look a little less. And then I want. Then now I do either. Actually, I could do light gray eyeliner first to see if that would be enough. And if not, then I have a white eyeliner as well. And always liquid, of course, because nothing else works on me. Yeah, no, gray is going to be too dark. I need. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is going to be perfect. Hold on. I'm discovering things live on air. I really need to get that white pick. I think next on my like expensive makeup list is like the white play pigment from Trixie Cosmetics. Oh yeah, look at this. That's insanely pale. Need a small brush here to blend that. Look at that. Oh yeah, this is giving. I need a little bit more foundation on top as well. On the forehead. For this to make sense. Like I need to like blend a little bit of this in here, I think. Like made this here, here, like here, and then mix in some of that white, maybe even some, because I have a white powder here. And I wonder, because this is a pigment palette here. No, that one doesn't have white. I wonder what would happen if I put some of this white powder in it. Huh. That's an interesting result here. That's almost like a fucking... This looks like a fucking, you know, this is like that material that you use to like build walls with. This is almost a little too gray, I feel like. But I also wonder if I put this on the entire face, if I mix it with foundation. If I mix it here in my hand, you know? Hold on. I'm gonna take a lot of this. Try this white stuff. Not a lot of it. Let's take the white eyeliner then. Let's mix that, a bit of that in. Oh yeah. Okay, we're cooking. A tiny bit of white eyeliner mixed in with the foundation, and you're getting this like super pale look that I'm going for. But of course, with this look, I will have to put it on the rest of my face, otherwise it's gonna look crazy. And I'm gonna need to fucking contour, because otherwise it's gonna look like a fucking... Well, let's see. Just smear this here so it doesn't go to waste. Because I've been wanting to do like really like goth, like pale makeup for a while now. And this might be how we get to do that. Oh yeah, this is looking sick. As in like a corpse, kind of sick. Just blended. Then I look good. That makes the eye makeup look less, like it makes it look like more like it fits in, you know? And it also helps to blend the eye makeup for sure. All right, and then I feel like, oh right, I remember. If I'm doing this kind of makeup and I want to contour in a way that makes it still look goth, I contour with a bit of gray or similar. Let's see, what do I have here? I have. Oh yeah, right. I have the fucking this, and then so we do contour like. No wait, that's too brownish. This is the one I was thinking of. Oh yeah, we're cooking. Okay. And if I blend that, what's that gonna look like? Oh, it's gonna disappear. That's kind of funny. Interesting. Okay, we're learning things. I'm not learning. I've seen this trick used by a goth makeup artist before. To use gray as a contour if I'm going for that like corpse look. And I'm kind of living for it. Okay. This needs to be blended more, that's for sure. Yeah, that blends really interestingly into the pale up here. Of course, you can't see that because I'm gonna take my hair down, but oh yeah, it almost look gray. That's kind of fierce. I like this. This is fun. And with that being said, I would like to do another line of the white eyeliner under here, maybe. Just to yeah, just to make it again a little less violent, not as violent as I wanted to. Like, I don't want it to be completely violent. Yeah, that looks good on camera. That gives it a little subtle lift. And now for the black eyeliner. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see if we can do this without fucking poking the eye. Okay. Definitely under the eye as well. Okay. Let's see here. That looks alright. I'm probably gonna make it a little longer. And then a little down here, I think. Oh yes. We're cooking. Oh yeah, now we're cooking with gas. This is when it becomes like a goth guy thing. It's when you make it have shapes. Okay. I just have to copy that on the other side, you know? We're going for family resemblance, not twins. Just need to be like cousins. Oh yeah. Now that I'm making this match the violence of the eye makeup, I think that works. I just need like oh my god, look at that. That's so fucking cool. Hold on. This works so well. I like this. Now, do I want to make anything of the I think this one is probably the one that's gonna be the longest, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. This fits the eyebrows, I think. Um, and then I just gotta like fill out the black here. Black space. And I think the thing that might really make it like pop is if I add, you know, uh, gotta be careful here that I don't stab myself. Oh yeah, this is cool as hell. This looks like I'm like crying tears of blood or something. Just need a little bit more further down over here. Oh yeah, that's super cool. Look at that. I think I'm gonna extend this a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And then have like a droplet down here. Oh yeah. Same here. Let's have like a dot here, here, here. This is like becoming like scary clown makeup. I like it. Let's see if I put my hair down now. Ooh, hello. Um, I'm kind of scared that like if I put on my glasses, it's not gonna be as. But it's fine. Oh, oh, I feel fierce, but I also look kind of sad. Um, so I might want to make like an extra one that goes by here. Yeah, I think I do want to do that actually. But just to test out what that would look like, let me get my gray. To like, no, that's too thick. Let me get my like small brush here. Some like dark gray to see what that would look like. If I were to like, yeah, that would be cool. Okay. Let's get the black eyeliner again. Where should it go? It always disappears. Did I put it back here? I did. Nope. Wrong. Girl, where the fuck did my. Here it is. Okay. Yes. That's what's missing. Like somewhere around here. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, this is pretty cool without being like too draggy, but more like just show like theater, not theater, but like heavy metal music video. Honestly, um, so again, let's make a dot out here. And then let's get this like in here. Oh yeah, okay. That's pretty fierce. And then I think I would like it to go a bit further up. Like here, you know. I think that would fit it very well for it to go up here. Yeah. Oof. Look at that. Hello. This looks a little less splendid in real life, of course, but it's works pretty well. Ooh, you almost can't see my eyes. That's cool. I like that. It's a little wild for playing. Oh, I just put, you know, who cares? I kind of want to erase my beard shadow a little bit before we start. So let me get orange. Actually, I'll just take orange from this drag palette here. So I think that would be. Oh yeah, can always trust drag queens, especially someone like Alice Edwards, to know good stuff about makeup. That like you don't need you need the specific orange. If you're her kind of color white, to kind of get the beard shadow a little bit away. Concealer on top. Single second, you decade of my first disappear. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. Oh yeah, this works. I'm kind of tempted to do like a black lipstick, but I don't know if that. I feel like that would be too feminine for me today. I say while I'm wearing this. Irony is not lost on me here. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, honestly. Otherwise, I can just start with this one maybe. Because I feel like if I don't overdraw, then it could be pretty fierce. Like black lipstick. Jesus was one, two. Let's see if we just do a dark. See, I feel like that's definitely a look. Oh, it's been a while since I've looked, I guess. That might make me feel things. Yeah, we need a. Wait. If I still have that though. I don't think I do. Oh, you know what it's missing? It's missing the fucking. Hold on. It's my. It's missing a fucking. I know it. It's missing this. Just do and I always reassemble. This would almost. I feel like this would look even better with a wig or with the horns. I feel like pretty demonic. With this kind of look, you know. I definitely need another line of concealer here. Lolly and forgotten is the... Yeah, okay, oof. Hello there. Oh my god. Not the fucking bots, dude. Girl, come on. Bam. I like that they're restricted. So you can't see the message, I think. But I can. Okay. Since I don't really have a black lipstick, so I think I threw that out. I'm not sure. Ew, this is a weird texture. I think this lipstick is getting old. The bottom half is not pale enough. I need some of the white eyeliner to be mixed in here, and then some of this. Oh, that's better. I'm definitely thinking about, like, I definitely want to put on the horns for this. And I just the last. Yeah. I don't know if. Yeah, this lipstick's fine. This is. Oof, hello. This is kind of fierce. I mean, this is a lot for playing Overwatch, but, you know, I kind of missed being this kind of snatched. Let's see, is there anything I want to change about this? If not, then I'm gonna get setting spray. Yeah. Let's get the setting spray, I think. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Unless I want to do, like, just to finish the, like, no, that's fine. Oh yeah, I could put a little bit of glitter on it, just because that is gonna look good on stream. I think. Put like glitter on here. Yeah, you're gonna be able to see that. Exactly. Oh, that's a lot of glitter doing. Blush. Just like up here. A little bit here. Just gonna make me shine a bit more, you know? Glitter on the nose. Glitter in my fucking pores. Alright. Oops. This feels incredibly goth, and I like it. I might change the shirt. I'm wondering if that's a thing I should think about. Maybe getting like a vampire kind of look with this. I think that's the move. I should keep this mirror. And then keep the lipstick out. And then put all these things back. Then I'll be able to play Overwatch in just a minute. You know, the fun thing about streaming now is that I can stream and listen to the music I do want to listen to, which makes everything a lot more fun. I'm thinking you can't really see that I'm wearing a crop top, so I'll change to something a bit more button shirt and a vest. Okay, so okay. I'm gonna wash my hands because there's makeup all over them, and I'm gonna quickly change. It's something that fits the makeup a little bit more, and then I'm gonna straighten. So I'll be right back. Let's get some drink, and I have the tea, etc., etc. Almost there. Just gotta change my necklace. You can better see on your end. I don't know if the one's unnecessary actually. I'm just gonna leave those out of it. Alright, let's switch to Overwatch, bitch. Let me just quickly take a good picture of this. Put glasses on, so the look is gonna be a little bit more like goth librarian, but who cares? Right. Let's send it. Alright. Watch. It's perfect timing, by the way. This is the music that's on. Let's see. Okay, so how long have I been streaming? Okay, an hour. So we'll just do one. Alright. There we go. Let's play some fucking Overwatch. And let's play comp. Because that's what I'm in the mood for. I need to get my stuff back. So where's my check back here. Okay. I feel so good. I feel so good in this kind of makeup. I feel like I'm back. Time to get fucking serious about this game, you know? Okay. Okay. Alright, guys. Welcome to my fucking stream. I am gonna post my link in Dreamers chat. Let's see, Vampire Watch Hours. Maybe there you go. Something like, actually, the vampire. Oh, which is over your blood. No blood can't be in the fucking. Which is over yours. Darkness falls across the land. Vampire. Oh. Vampire hours are close at hand. There we go. Hit the stream title. And I'm gonna paste that. Oh my god, post that in self-promo as well. In these channels, darkness falls across the land. Oh. Think. This. No. Yes. Turn up the volume a bit here so you can hear what's going on. Because I need Spotify to be a specific, you know, height, whatever, not height. Good morning, Atlas. Also, is the chat not pinned?
Only 20 seconds remain before the action begins.
Bar. Alright, lock the bar. Okay. Fierce. I am going to start here. And just, you know, vibe. Right. Let's get into it, babes. Alice Cassidy is fucking back. Better than ever. Well, no chill this time around. Point. Let's fucking go. There's dynamite in there. So why not?
Activating self-destruct sequence.
Over here.
It's so nice to feel fierce again.
Reverse the tide.
Probably be reclaiming this whole makeup thing. It was originally. Oh. Like originally I just dressed like this because my ex thought it was hot, but I feel pretty fierce. And I'm dressed like this is the thing. Especially when it's without the boobs. Makes me feel more like I'm a goth man. It's dressed femininely. You know? Classic like screamo guys from like the 2000s. Or like a Barely Human type of deal. Sanctified.
They win the round. The score is 1-0. You can really tell who the playmakers are.
Actually, I'm in the mood for some fucking
Coming up next, who's ready to start the push? It's time for the teams to consult their playbooks.
Think we were together. Actually, maybe I feel like I might be in the mood for some. It's happening to
The arena
everybody.
is ready and waiting. 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, some. Where is she? Where is Mirko? Let's start here. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective. The objective unlocks in 10 seconds. Watch here.
Hey! Stick with the robot!
Nice.
Over there.
Sie werden dich nicht kriegen.
What are they doing over here? Hello? Hello?
Keep pushing for the win.
Give that robot
Girl, what the fuck? They're trying to be like. They're trying to be like. Hey, girl. Hello? Ow.
I'll keep you on your feet.
Ow. Okay, fair enough. I did get a bunch of points from that. Yes, this is.
I don't
Let me
take
walk right
kindly
now.
to being knocked down.
Give me that dark, dark music.
Reverse the tide.
Step right up.
I'm on fire, ancient flame.
Pass into the iris.
Oh, something.
60 seconds remaining.
Get along now.
Just a few more meters to win.
Do something! The robot's pushing our barricade.
Oh, yes.
Surrender to my will.
Here's our
So I need to check the Spotify cache real quick.
quite
Settings.
a performance from these superstars. Coming up, the teams are facing
Oh,
off
okay, it's not
in
bad.
clash.
And it's a playlist that's done.
Now's the
It's
time for
fine.
our teams to work out their strategies.
Fierce. Okay. Let's see that one. And I can change out. This one maybe? Or maybe I go for some more power. Oof, but it's not that much more. Well, 10 versus 25. I want to take this. Yeah. Because then that gives me like... Yeah, okay.
Only 20 seconds remain before the action
Yeah, because we were already two points ahead. It's fine. Cheers.
Three, two,
See if I got any reactions to
commencing attack on objective B.
upload.
How's it going?
Winnable, winnable, winnable!
The objective unlocks in 10 seconds.
Oh. It's definitely been some emoji reactions. That's fierce. Ow! Can you not?
Take the objective.
I think I need to like...
Watch here. I'm really feeling the heat.
Kaboom! Yes, Rico. Kaboom! Ah, finally. We're getting back to the good games. The first 2 days of, the season was pretty rough. That's part of the reason I didn't want to stream Overwatch yesterday. Yes. This is the good stuff.
Step right up.
Ow. Oops.
Assistance would be appreciated. Reverse the tide!
Those worms
Okay.
will pay for that.
Let's see here. Here's.
Surrender to my will. Do something!
GG. Oops. It's fine. I have Bob. Come on, Bob. Help me. Help my team.
I'm on fire!
Let's see here.
That's new!
Oh yes, this is the... See, this is the stuff I wanted to listen to when I was streaming back then. I didn't get to because, Ow. He was so low, that's fair. That's annoying. Fair enough, I got him like twice.
The objective goes live in 10. By amore!
Bob, do something!
Need a refresher?
I do not miss wearing boot plates, Jesus Christ.
Step right.
Do something!
Ow. Oh, hell yeah. Combo. That's fierce.
Let's get back in the saddle.
Reverse the tide! And they
Oh
win
yeah.
the round.
Surrender
Let's
to
check
my
the
will.
standings. 3, 2-0. Let's have a look at our MVP.
Oh, Dream reacted to it. Oh my god.
Next up, rev those engines. It's time for a payload race.
I wish I could do this without wearing glasses. I should have put
What
on
tactics will the teams come up
in
with
contacts
this
at the
round?
start. Make this look better, but oh well. Let's see here. Let's do maybe this. This. I'm trying to do that one. Maybe that one. We're doing pretty well though. So maybe just this. Ah, but that's a waste of points. Okay, you know what? Let's take that one. This one. I don't like that. That one. Thoughts? Yeah, that works. You know what? That works. That'll do. Oh, oops.
20 seconds left.
We're ahead, so it's probably fine. Oh, and I'm the one with the least amount of cash. Oops. That's fine. We're winning. That's my first game of today. At least comp. I was playing 3 games
If the team
earlier.
wins this next point, they'll take the match.
So you know.
3, 2, 1. And they're
Boom. Yeah, I do think that upgrade's worth it. Just like some overall. It's getting some like general upgrade.
She's gonna blow.
Right, ancient slave.
Smoke 'em out.
Step ladder.
counting halfway to the finish line.
Thank you.
Oh. Ow. Okay, she's good. Wait, has she taken the... Yeah. Well, Scope taking the same target without missing it deals an extra 30 damage. That's why she can headshot me with 2 shots. It's absolutely fucking obliterate me.
Leaving the opponent in the dust.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
My payload. Get off it. Absolutely the fuck not. Thank you. There's nothing more annoying than when you're someone then immersive revives them and you have to do it all over again.
We're absolutely running away with this race.
Especially in Stadium because she gets upgrades. You know, the whole like cooldown reduction stuff. What the fuck are they doing over there?
I've got you in my sight.
Come on, we have a game to play. Oh,
No power
I mean, they can do whatever they want. What if I just like... Oh wait, he's standing on it.
They're leaving the opponent in the
Could be really funny if I was the only one pushing point and I just like...
Was that your
10
bag?
seconds remaining.
I think that could be fierce.
Surrender
I
to my
don't-
will.
Want some more chocolate milk. Oh, I need to... I want to check if my snowballs are ready.
Play of the game.
Check out my fucking liquids. Yes, yes. Let's. Oh yeah, reached silver. Fuck yeah. Only way is up. Cheers. Oh, I feel so cool. I like my back has been hurting today, so I kind of like that the way I've sewed. Been resewing. I found a bunch of vests in secondhand, like in thrift stores, and I'm not, I'm very skinny, so I like cut them up here in the sides, and then like cut a bit, and then sewn them in again, and this one is like perfectly tight, not like the way that's strangling me. Like if I sit correctly, it works a little bit like a corset, honestly. It's not as strong as a corset, but the way the places that it presses, it's like perfect. And I really like, it's like that perfect pressure on the back when your back is hurting. You just want like pressure. Ah, it's so nice. I just gotta make sure to like not, like, it's really good to have a vest that is exactly the right size, because that means like if I try to slouch, and if I try to breathe with my belly, I can like feel that. It kind of pushes me to breathe with my lungs and to sit properly while I'm playing. It's pretty good. I already feel like I should put these on. I loved you twice. Okay. So I'll wait Q. Let me just see my audio levels. Yeah, you should be able to hear me over the music, right? Yeah. So I can see here the music is at like -40. And my mic is peaking at like -15 decibel. That's the way you want it. I really enjoy it that I can like fine tune it on my end and then be like, okay, I want it louder than you might want it. Because you need to be able to hear me and I don't. And I personally kind of like when my music is a little bit louder than the game. But on a stream, I don't know, the queue times are a little bit longer than usual. Oh, it's only 3 minutes.
Last empress you'll ever cross.
I worked a bit on my bachelor's yesterday because I got like a spur of inspiration, and I did it again. I swallowed a 200-page book in one night, or one evening. So, well, first of all, I want to talk about my next video first, because I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Like, I am 500% sure on what's gonna happen, which is that technically I'm still doing the part 2 for my Ayn Rand video, but it's not really going to be about Ayn Rand. It's going to be about her primary victim, Frank O'Connor, that I've done some research on. Because after reading Goddess of the Market, like fully, not just like the first 20 pages like I did the first time, I found out a lot of bad things, and the more I read, the less I want to make a video about Ayn Rand. So it's not really going to be about Ayn Rand, it's going to be about her husband, and his kind of life and stuff. And it's going to have like a little disclaimer that I don't, after learning the truth about Ayn Rand, I don't want to engage with her books or her ideology at all. And I have shelved I had a 30-page script draft about like all of her fiction books and like her weird views on gender and the like political implications of her works, or like the political world in them. But when I got to the part about like reading about what was her life like, completely lost all respect for her. But I'll be mentioning that briefly in the video, like maybe like a minute, just explaining that, and then the part 2 of Ayn Rand's Nightmare is going to be Ayn Rand. Like, I'm tempted, like the working title is at the moment like Ayn Rand the Nightmare, because it turns out Ayn Rand's nightmare was herself. She was a nightmare. She was a serial abuser, she was like a cult leader, she was like so many things. I'll, get into in the video. So that's gonna be definitely for sure the next video. And then after that, I'm probably gonna work on the script for Tumblr Sexing in the Male Gaze, but I'm gonna like be trying to like prioritize like some more history based stuff, because I want to re-record The Princess Who Wasn't without my ex as a makeup artist, and with a bit more now that I know a bit more about pacing and stuff. And audio, and animating, for that matter. Just instead of making it a series about Leonora, I want to make a series called Ida, working title right now, about like queer or overlooked Danish history that I stumble upon, and currently I'm working on my bachelor's thesis, and that's going to be one of the episodes, which is going to be something along the lines of like Beyonce of the modern breakthrough. Because, yeah, I've been discovering a lot of things. I'm not really going to spoil what those episodes of that series are going to be about, but you probably imagine that The Princess Who Wasn't is going to be the first episode. And then the second, because I'm not going to be able to do it in chronological order, because that's just not how research works. That's not how any of this, because half of this is going to be stuff that I've stumbled upon myself in my own research that no one else has written about before. So that's kind of what's coming next. On the YouTube. Because after I hand in my bachelor's, if I pass, I'm gonna have a 6-month break to work on what I like doing, which means more streaming and more video creating. Because I'm gonna have so much time on my hands, and I'm also gonna be like ordered by my doctors and psychiatrist to like really like cut down on the like social interactions are good, like when I volunteer, for example, but stuff like concerts and these kind of like big social events, I've made a new rule for myself that like in a good period, max 1 concert per 2 months, every 2 months, just to protect my own energy, you know. Was I shooting a bunch of... Yeah, I was, kinda. 5% cooldown reduction is not that much. I could also take more life steal though. No, that's fine. I got this map. It's one of the new maps. It's only gonna annoy me in the beginning.
6, 7.
And then in a couple of weeks I'll get used to this map. Because, so I was working on my bachelor's, right? I've been doing the same style that I always do with school projects, is that I spend like 3 to 4 months, in this case 5 years, reading and writing notes and collecting citations, quotes and stuff. And then like 2 weeks before it needs to be handed in, I just start writing all of a sudden. Like it starts with 1 page, and then the next like couple days later it's like, oh, then I write like 5 pages in a day. But in this case, that was kind of a blessing, and kind of part of the reason why I like doing it like that, because a pattern I've seen in my own style of research is that I tend to find smoking guns and I tend to find some really like damning evidence, or like things that changes parts of my thesis very far into the research process. And this has happened again. Yesterday I was catching up on, like, I was rereading the one of the main texts that's going to be my like main sources that I'm going to work with. Because I'm going to like compare 2 different dudes who were both active in the sexual debate that was happening in Denmark in around like the early 1900s, like around when women got the right to vote. And originally it was going to be like, oh, like, it's going to be an artist, like Pastor Christian. Let's just call him Christian Z. Christian is an artist who was, I don't know if he was like openly gay, but he was like painting naked men and getting in trouble for it. So he read the book that the Princess Who Wasn't, her memoir, came out in 1899 in like a popular edition. Because up until then it was only because it's tied to the documentary I have on my YouTube about the Princess Who Wasn't. Her memoir, you know, she originally wrote it in like the 1600s, late 1600s, and until 1890s, when a historian, Sophus, got his hands on it. Up until then, it was only being read by like aristocrats who were like passing it. Like it was one copy, only one copy of it, like the manuscript. They were kind of passing it around to the people who were like on that side of that whole debate. I'll get into that a little more I'll make that a bit more clear. It's one of the things I want to redo in the documentary that I made, is like make that bit kind of like her position and all this kind of a little bit more clear. She was kind of sort of part of a political thing that was happening at the time, just kind of indirectly, like kind of by proxy, sort of. Like it was like a classic, like not microhistory in this case, I would say, because she's not an ordinary person. She was an aristocrat and like daughter of a king, but there's definitely a micro and a macro, a clear micro and macro level. Like a micro level of I think the best comparison is like using the Big Brother, the reality TV show, to like, or something like America's Top Model, Next Top Model, to like say something about like the state of vitalism or surveillance, whatever. Like there's a micro level of a reality TV show, and there's some feuds going on. I think a really good example is one of the most recent seasons of Big Brother. There's a trans guy on there, really attractive, by the way. He's fucking hot, and all of the young women in the house, they agree. Like they're like, this dude's fucking hot. Like he's like muscular. He has a couple of tattoos. Like he's kind. He's like way into his transition, tough surgery, testosterone, all that. And there's this one episode that got a little controversy because one of the it was like an older woman, like she's like in her late 40s, I think. Who was like, she was like drunk. And in her like kind of drunk state, she so I don't remember the particular wording, but like she ends up basically calling him a girl, or like counting him as a girl, because one of the women like the context I remember is that one of the women, they're talking about like who they would shag, I think, in the house, because I'm pretty sure it was Big Brother UK, because I'm pretty sure it was a video by Lobotomy World about it. And she's like one of the women. The women are talking. I think they're talking about like, because I remember they would. Yeah. Okay, I remember the context now. One of the women in that season of Big Brother UK is pansexual, and she talks about that. Like, oh yeah, I'm pansexual. Like, and then I don't remember what's in the middle of the convo, but the convo ends up with the old woman, like the drunk, saying something like, so you like girls, would you shag her? Like in a drunk state, she allegedly accidentally calls this super like terrible, like it's just demented at this point, right? Because like the test here is always like, if you were to like show like a toxic straight man a picture of this dude and be like, would it be gay to shag this guy? And in this case, it's a definite yes. Then it looks demented to be calling this guy who looks like, I don't want to say a porn star, but like he was like very hot. He was like, muscular, with facial hair, like very much like to a sane person.
Let's get back in the saddle.
Passing, right? Point is, they call in a breath of in her like in her drunkenness, she calls him she, her, and like counts him as like a girl. It's like, oh yeah, you've been, if like because it was kind of funny because I've had a similar thing happen with one of my exes. But point is, she immediately apologizes, and the girls, like the young women, they like defend him as well, because it's like come on, like it's like that's nothing, Point is, at a time when there's big thing like there's big anti-trans policies going on in the UK. That particular episode of Big Brother UK can absolutely be used as like a microcosmos of the bigger that little like feud thing that happened there. Could be used as like a bigger an example of how like ordinary people get affected by bigger things in society.
The opposing team has entered the
And so similarly, back in the 1900s Denmark, the big thing that was going on was that the government is changing from aristocracy to absolute monarchy. So instead of having the Council of the Kingdom, which was like 21 aristocrats who would appoint themselves, like
Being knocked down.
whenever someone like it was the title, it was a seat in that council like was inherited. Like if your dad is a council member, as soon as he dies, you take it over, you know, stuff like that. And this woman that I wrote the documentary about, her dad was the last king we had who was under aristocratic leadership. And the woman that so there's like this big political change going on where her dad, like first of all her dad has like a child outside of marriage, which is her, and traditionally, like legally, that should make her like a nobody. Like she should be, you know, cast away from the royal court and stripped of her rights, etc. Because, you know, her mom didn't marry the king, so she doesn't get all the legal. That's why the title of the documentary is "The Princess Who Wasn't," because she called herself a princess, but she legally wasn't. So you pair that with like a so like and that's the last king we have, her dad, who was very like, he's very popular now. He was a bit corrupt back then. All of the kings were, but his biological son, Frederick, who became the king after him, really did not like that his like fake half-sister was made an aristocrat by marrying the what was basically the prime minister at the time, the king's prime minister. He made him marry his fake daughter so that she could at least become an aristocrat.
The teams have 20 seconds left to prepare for
So that's like the bigger political change that's going on, is that her, you know, her half brother is the one who eventually constitutes absolute monarchy, where he gets rid of the royal council, and now it's just all the king. Because before him, it's not something that's, you know, it's not that interesting. I think honestly it's interesting in the sense of there's a general, like, it's a regime change. It's before the aristocratic council would appoint the king, and there was like a job application process, kind of wild. Where of course the current kings, or the previous king's sons were absolutely up for grabs, but they would have to get approved by the council. But after absolute monarchy, this is when you get like the familial, like the blood of the oldest son. It's the one who inherits the crown. That's kind of the bigger thing that's going on. And then so you have a half brother who is legally, like, who really wants the crown, who like is legally royal family, you know, fair and square. And then you have like Nora and her husband, who are really taking advantage of like the corruption that her father had allowed her to do. And her husband really like, you know, abuse the position that they've gotten as aristocrats and the highest power position in the country at the time, to, you know, to do a little bit of double espionage. And so like in the political scene, you have the fight between like the old system of aristocratic council versus the new system of absolute monarchy. But then on the micro scale, you have this feud between the new queen, who's trying to like I want to like make that clear in the new version of the documentary, which is then going to be like episode 1 of Edda. Edda, because Edda is the primary source we have for all the Norse mythology stuff. It's the older and the younger Edda, which was it's like a bunch of, I guess, poetry. That's written down by some monks, allegedly, I think. In like the 1100s, I believe. Documenting, like, that's where we have all the famous myths about Loki and Thor and Odin and all those. A very central piece of Danish history. So, the point is, so she, as soon as her dad dies and the new king institutes this new system where he has all the power, a lot more power than the aristocrats used to, he of course like, so basically she becomes the woman, the princess who wasn't, becomes a symbol of the old power dynamic and the old aristocratic regime, I want to call it, because we are talking about like one fascistic, like we are talking about one type of monarchy to another type of monarchy, but still in their eyes it was like a regime change. And so she like the princess who wasn't, Nora, represents the old system, and then the new queen, Sophie, represents the new system. And so obviously you still have these aristocratic families, even though they don't have as much power as they used to. They still remember when that old system was in place, like, and so her book, her memoir, the manuscript of her like 30 years in prison, you know, for how dare I be imprisoned for just being a hot and cool and sexy aristocrat. But in reality, she was imprisoned because she was actually like a double spot, like a double espionage and like gross. I think it's gross negligence. There's like funneling a lot of money from the government budget into your own pockets. There's a lot of like, so but her memoir became like a symbol of like a kind of like a dirty book to read if you dirty thing to read if you were like an aristocrat in the late 1600s, early 1700s Denmark, even up to the 1800s. I wanted to kind of reminisce and like, oh, way back when, you know, when this is what happened to the aristocracy, because they felt like and this is true, they had power taken away from them, so they felt like they were, you know, oppressed. Classic. So it wasn't until like the 1890s when a historian got a hand of it that he was able to make he transcribed it onto like a typewriter, you know, to Latin letters instead of handwriting. I was able to publish it, and that's when my bachelor thesis begins. So her book got really popular, especially among like artists and writers and stuff of the time, like the early 1900s. We're talking like pre, you know, World War II, World War One. Like we're talking the roaring, not just 20s, like 1920s, but we're talking like that whole like the flapper era and the women's liberation movement and the first sexual revolution, because I know there was one later. This is like the same, like everything is up. And the debate that I'm honing in on, that she became relevant for, was the debate partially about sexuality, especially deviant. Like deviant sexuality is a word that I think I would translate it to, like particularly mainly like homosexuality, but kind of also in the same vein, like people who have sex for other purposes than recreation, because that is a very hot topic at that point too. And as insane, as wild as it sounds, like it's there are people making the point that maybe we should decriminalize homosexuality because it has to be a problem for a doctor, not a jail, which for the time is progress. It's not good, but it's, you know, it's a step in the right direction for the time. And it is a step towards like demedicalizing it as well. So in the middle of all this, her book gets published, you know, 200 years after her death. This bisexual woman who is hiding it very well in her her weird formulations, her riddling language, that she was definitely into women and men. She was bisexual, and she was, you know, just go watch the documentary. And I started finding out that when I was researching towards the end of research for that first original project, just about her, when I started researching her influence when her book came out, I found so many examples of controversial artists and writers who were a big fan of her, especially gay, queer writers and artists of the time. And so I'm focusing on a guy called Christian Zartman,
I've got you in my sights.
and another guy called Johannes, which is John. So it's John and Christian. Christian was, they both read her book. I have proof of this. And originally, my thesis was just gonna be like posing them to like against each other as like two friends who read the exact same book during like a very pivotal moment in like when it comes to like women's liberation and sexual liberation. And one of the steps towards decriminalizing homosexuality and such. Originally, I was going to focus on like kind of like pitting them against each other because they were friends, but one of them was like sort of like openly gay, or like at least wasn't trying to hide it. Let's put it that way. Let's see here. What do you take? This one, right? Yeah. You know, one of them definitely not trying to hide it. His very important. He had a very important role in the artist, like in the visual art part of this debate about like what should basically. So in that context, it's like what's okay to paint. Like, is it okay to paint naked people? How do we paint? You know, etc. It's also when you get like expressionism and stuff a little bit later. You get like the start of that. So Christian was important because he ran a very popular alternative to the Danish Arts Academy, which, because Denmark is a very small country, at the time, and I believe still to this day, they've had, for a long periods of time in Denmark, they have had monopoly over the Danish, like, art education. Because that's what happens when your country has one art school. Later there have, I'm pretty sure there was also, yeah. Point is, so he's like, I don't want to wait. He's like, I don't want to wait, 3 to 4 years to take, because at the time you had to like take a course, 3 to 4 years, and then you're allowed to paint after, like, paint a naked model, human model. So he starts his own art school that gets really popular because there you're allowed to just go straight into naked painting. It's still like you still have to take the foundational course in the art school, but like you can much earlier like get into naked painting, and it's a lot less. There's a lot different. It's a lot more. It's basically like the next hot thing in the art world at the time. He gets in a lot of trouble because he paints naked men. He paints famously a picture of painting of Adam. That's called Adam Homo, I think. For example, or it's like it was called Adam Homo. Like it's a. I don't think he originally titled it that, but. It was definitely painted in a way where you feel like he's definitely into men. And generally his art school became like a sanctuary for young, like for gay men of Copenhagen at the time. So that's kind of his side of, was originally going to be his side of the conversation in my thesis of like, okay, he represents like the liberation, the sexual liberation, because he's gay and he's like painting naked men and pushing boundaries a little bit for what's appropriate in painting and in art. And then you would have his friend John, who was like at the time like a devout Catholic, and was more like the old, like yeah, maybe like was kind of a little bit reactionary, because we are talking like Industrial Revolution, and there's in the early 1900s, like the 19s, and then like the 1910, like around there, it's like a movement of like, oh, like capitalism has kind of ruined Christianity and there's not a lot of like light left in the world, etc. And it all just work. And so it's kind of like a counterpoint to like Marxism of like, no, you don't need socialism, you need to like go back to faith. You need to give people a reason to live. That's not just work. And that was originally what John was gonna represent, like the old views versus the new. But then yesterday I was reading because his role in the sexual debate was that he was an avid writer in one of the most popular newspapers at the time. He wrote 450 opinion pieces, like kroniker. I don't know what it's called in English. It's not an essay, it's like an opinionated piece. One of them he got a little controversial because there was one, the most famous one was one where he's like basically talking about like this whole sexual debate, and he's like that's where he makes that argument that like, sure, it probably shouldn't be criminalized, but it should still be a problem of a doctor, not politics, basically, which is a wild take. He kind of, but I had completely missed this smoking gun where he's like, he's saying something like, well, I know that, like, he's like, I know that, like, it's kind of, like, he's basically trying to do, like, a no homo. He's like, I know that it's kind of weird that I'm talking about being pure or whatever when I've written an entire book about being gay. Which is a weird thing to say. And then he's like, he mentions that some of his works have even gotten him suspected of being homosexual. And then he adds the wildest thing. Then he adds, and if the public is interested on my stance on homosexuality, they can read this particular novel called The Wheel, which I read yesterday. I'll get to it. And then the second part of the sentence, and if anyone personally wants to call me gay, they can try me in real life. So I was like, okay, what the fuck is that about, you know? So I read the novel.
Let's get a look at
I just wanted to see, like, so how, you know, is what happens in the novel? Like, is there, I expected there to be like a gay character, of course, who is portrayed badly. And then I start reading. And I start reading, like, I flip to a random page, because that's what I sometimes do if I'm like, I don't know if I want to read the entire book. I'll just, like, mentally control F, like, in the middle part of the book to see if there's any interesting, like, words that catch my eye, like, any descriptions. And then I not flip, but, like, I scroll to a random page in the PDF, and I just, the first thing I read in the book is a description about why you shouldn't have sex in a churchyard, in a graveyard, and what all the bad things that can happen if you do.
money's on this one.
So, I started reading, and I read more, and the more I read of this particular novel, of this alleged straight guy, you know, the guy who was supposed to be, like, Catholic straight perspective,
Games can finally begin.
traditional perspective on this whole sexual debate.
In the stadium. Welcome to the Armory. Time for the teams to gear up.
Instead of just getting a gay character who is portrayed in a bad light, you get the most toxic, enemies to lovers, brat taming, BDSM dynamic, furry shit that I've ever read. The whole plot of The Wheel is just, it's two men. It's Ernston, who, around the middle of the book, his alias changes to be Cancer. Keep that in mind. And then it's the main character called Lee, because apparently for some reason it's taking place in Chicago, even it's a Danish writer. And so the whole plot is just, there's a side plot going on of some strikes and like an allegory for Marxism,
20
but
seconds to go.
the main plotline is what I only can describe as like an enemies to lovers romance between Lee and Ernston, who later changes his name to Cancer. Kind of like he starts having this kind of Jekyll and Hyde, like he's Cancer by day, Ernston by night,
3,
and then later he sheds the by night persona, just becomes Cancer.
objective.
And it starts originally by Cancer, who's the more feminine guy, being the submissive in the relationship and being the, like, downtrodden, kind of pathetic man. And then as the story progresses, Cancer gets more and more, like, I can only describe this as like a brat taming,
The objectives online.
like throughout the book, this like he basically starts like brat taming, it's very slowly brat taming, or like submissive training the main character, and you know that makes the main character have a lot of conflicting thoughts as he tries to, like, as he slowly starts to, like, you know, it's the several stages of like grief acceptance, eventually accepting that he will, like, accepting that he's into men, and there's a lot that goes on in the book. There's it's one long, like,
I know one thing. Someone
it's very much was like eventually the feminine guy, Cancer, becomes dominant in the relationship, and Lee struggles with, but eventually accepts the position as submissive bottom, and like starts fantasizing about being in a 24/7 submissive dynamic with this guy. It's a very, like, it reads very much like a fanfiction. Enemies to Lovers fanfiction. And there's a bunch of, like, animalistic metaphors, like he imagines himself as a wolf. There's some line as a horse at some point too. And there's a murder attempt that the feminine guy talks him out of. There's like, and then there's like a wild, like, monologue at the end, or like a dialogue monologue sort of at the towards the end of the relationship, where he fully accepts that he has been tamed, that the masculine guy is now the submissive one, and he admits that he's bisexual, and that he has now taken the role of the woman in the relationship. There's like a lot going on, and then after all that, like, fantasizing about being brat tamed and being, I guess, trained into submission by a dominant feminine guy, like a femdom guy, sort of. The author goes like, anyways, so that was like sick and twisted, and it should surely be like that should surely be a disease. And I'm like, what? So the guy that was supposed to be like traditional and Catholic, like, supposed to be straight, is fantasizing about submitting to a feminine man 24/7. How degrading that would be, and yada yada yada. And the whole thing just reads as like someone with a degradation kink, a bisexual man with a femdom degradation thing, and now I've had to like change my plans about what this thesis is gonna be, because now it's not about like religion versus like this is gonna be two gay men, two queer men, and one of them is repressing his sexuality and the other one isn't. So now it's gonna be about two different, I'm gonna be fucking bringing in Foucault's repression of this, to, instead of pitting them against each other in the grander sense of like approaches to art or whatever, it's going to be a lot more interesting to pit them against each other on where they stand on their own femininity, and in related to that, that it's going to come up like how they have different reactions to reading about a bisexual woman who takes the masculine role, like dominant role in a relationship. Like, it's no longer a conversation about whether it's okay or not to be gay. It's a conversation about whether same-sex attraction is something you should repress or something you should let out. Because, oh boy. So that's also going to be an episode of the fucking series. And that's probably gonna be the second episode, maybe. I'll see how quickly I want to make the episode about the Queen Christina of Sweden, her dad. Innuendo. So you know that's gonna be really fun to work on in my break. First, I have to write the fucking bachelors. So yeah, I was losing my mind yesterday, and I was in a voice call on Gators2TV on her Discord, and we were having a lot of laughs because I had to like reality check with the two straight guys in the call to be like, if you like touched the hand of another man, would you get dizzy? And stuff like that.
Here's our score. 0
Kind of a lot.
to 2. Quite the performance from these superstars.
Like, fellas, is it gay to write an entire novel about how sick and twisted it is, and how degrading it would be to submit 24/7 and be brat tamed, to be wrestled into submission by a feminine guy?
Now's the time for our team.
It's very straight, right? Very straight. I'm just losing my mind. So now I'll have to like fucking reread or refresh my memory on. It's been like 3 years ago since I read the repression hypothesis by Foucault. If you don't know, if you've ever heard the idea formulated that the more you repress, let's say, same-sex attraction, the more kinky and wretched it's gonna come out, like, in the dark. The kind of like whack-a-mole theory of sexual repression is that if you repress something like in one spot, it's gonna come out rotten, or not rotten, but like wilder in bursts. This is why the more repressed same-sex, like the more oppressed, like in any given like decade, the more repressed and the more taboo there's been around same-sex attraction, for example, the more kinky the gay people have been, for example. Like, there's I feel like, not feel, there's a correlation between like more accepting ideals of sexuality and like less, chemsex, less hard kinky stuff happening. Kind of. There's also another correlation of like the more acceptance you get, the more common kinks come. But it's still like, it gets a lot safer to do kink stuff. Like, ow. Because you don't have to like hide it, and like you can. It's easier to read resources, to find resources on like how to have safe kink stuff, stuff like that.
System's running hot.
You also generally, because it's also linked to stuff like, the more you repress sexuality and sexual urges in a society, the more violence you're gonna get. Partially because you're gonna have a lot of men who don't really know how to express their, even just like their platonic longing for physical touch with another man. Like, in certain times when it's been like weird and gay to hug your friends of the same sex, men would get in bar fights instead, like it happens in the book that I was reading, like right after the first time they like, at least that we know of in the book, when the first time they kiss in public, the masculine guy has to beat up the femi, like has to smack him across the face because he cannot accept like genuine physical touch from another man. Because it's so repressed, it becomes violence. That novel is a really great example of it. Like a really great look into like how repressed attraction can become violence. And how that creates like a cycle of abuse. Like, so you basically get two different views on what to do with your, you know, with your weird sexual urges. Like, one of them wants to repress it and do violence to other men instead. And the other one wants to get it, you know, more healthily express it through art. Through, like, painting. Because they both have sort of like a... They're not, like... As far as I know, both of them were not, like, kinky fuckers. Like in practice. Like, they were still, like, pretty low sex drive and, like, pretty modest about sex, as far as I know. But it is kind of like a Sound of Music kind of dichotomy of like, do I become a nun or do I become a singer? You know, like, you gotta get the urge to be a human out somehow. Alright, I'm gonna pee real quick. Adjective. I don't believe in ghosts. Under invisibility still. So maybe I could make like a play of words on the repression hypothesis. I call it the expression hypothesis. The expression versus the repression ideology. I think I'm gonna write that down actually. Expressionshypothesen. Because I do also, yeah, I think I would. I think I'll have to bite the bullet and make my bachelor's. Maybe make that the first thing I make in it. No, I can't make it the first. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna redo my Princess Who Wasn't First as an episode of Edda, and then the second episode is probably gonna be my bachelor's thesis. And I'll just have to bite the bullet because I found out some stuff during that research about the most famous king of Sweden. And I have once again stumbled upon some queer history that no one else has written about yet, about a very very popular person in Scandinavia, Scandinavian history, you know. So I'm like scared that someone else is gonna write about it first. So what I might be able to do is just post a fucking article on my website just to be able to claim that I was the first one who found it. But I was gonna write down, yeah, Expressionshypothesen. It's like a little play on words. Because I think that's gonna be more relevant to the times that we're living in right now, where we're having a similar debate. It's, you know, the classic, like, history doesn't necessarily repeat, but it does rhyme. We are very much having a sexual debate these days. And it started out as like an interesting conversation, and now it's kind of become like repression versus expression in its core conversation. And I think it would be it would feel very meaningful to bring up a historical example of someone who was another time where people were debating or talking, you know, past each other. Or at least back then they were a little bit more honest about like acknowledging that that's something that they think they can repress. Because I kind of wish more like right-wingers were honest about like just honest and say, I've had same-sex attraction, but that's something I think I personally can like suppress. Because that would at least be honest, and that would be like, that would ground the conversation in something more real than like the fake like morality or whatever, or whatever your religious book says. Because it's never, I mean, whoever, you know, Bible thumpers, they always just use the Bible as an excuse for, it's like a vessel for an ideology that lies behind it, which is expression versus repression, which is not necessarily a Christian idea. There's a word for there's a word that's called Pelagian heresy, which is about like denying that humans have sexual urges and pretending that they can be just plainly repressed. That's Pelagian heresy, and that's very un-Christian. The whole idea of monks and nuns is that they choose they don't just choose to live in celibacy, they also choose, while they do that, to do gardening and art and writing, and like that's what The Sound of Music allegedly is about. Woman in this kind of like accepting like she can't really be a nun because she's just not made for it. That's why it's actually considered like Pelagian heresy, because it's too extreme for like actual Christianity. Because at least if we're sticking to tradition, it's tradition in Christianity to acknowledge that humans are sexual beings. And that's something you should repress. Like, you should be able to not just repress, but redirect into something else, like creative endeavors. Instead of this like dumb argument of like, well, it's just nature and evolution and blah blah blah. And it's like, we know it's not about that. Like, I think it would be much more interesting to have that base conversation of like, do you believe that humans should repress or express their feelings, their emotions, their urges? Because if we can't agree on that base level of like approach to humanity and approach to your own drives, then we can't really have, like, we're not going to get anywhere in trying to talk about specific urges and logic or morale or whatever. Like, it's also something I was like, it's something I was kind of made aware of when I was having that one conversation with my mom. The one time I've talked to her in this long period of time of no contact, which is when I decided to never talk to her again. I was very aware of, like, for her, it's not, like, I quickly, like, before, she was about to start a conversation or, like, a debate with me about, like, the validity of trans women, and some sort of misinformation stuff and conspiracy, and I very quickly shut her down, because I was like, I know you, like, you have a narcissistic view of people, because she has this very narcissistic, transphobic view that, or belief, and very paranoid, delusional view that, oh yeah, everyone who calls, that's in this case, everyone who calls a trans woman by their feminine name, and she, her, are doing it to be polite, and someone who's genuinely a trans ally is doing it, allegedly, to lie. Like, they think that they see it, like, my mom and people like her see it as, like, lying. But that's a very narcissistic view of humans, that, well, pronouns have to match your body. When I call a trans woman by her chosen name, by her name, and call her she, her, or whatever pronouns she wants, I am acknowledging that a person, that personality is not stored in the body, it's stored in here. And that personality is more than just what you look like. It's like your actions. And that's what I'm calling by she, her. That's what I'm recognizing, that it's not really about whether your body is female or male. Is your person, like the person that you are. Is that a woman or a man? Like, what pronouns do it? Like, and that could not have less to do with what someone looks like, because that's not all there is to a person. And then on top of that, it's also very narcissistic of like, well, they don't like match my definition of a woman, so blah blah blah. You know, they find all sorts of, because if there's something, anything that a narcissist doesn't like, it's not having things their way. And then on top of that, I know that for my mom, she found a group of my mom is a rich white woman who could not win with her dad. She has a lot of daddy issues, and so she found when feminism wasn't really doing it for her, she found a group of women that are, you know, less privileged than her, and then she can like bash them and feel better about herself in that sense, because she's one of those women who define their womanhood as like pain, suffering, and like I'm a woman because of my oppression, because of how badly my dad treated me. And that's not what feminism is. Literally, kind of what feminism is about recognizing that the oppression of women does not make one a woman, because that is very misogynist to like say. Because that poses the woman as the victim, and inherent like linking womanhood to victimhood is very, very anti-feminist, in fact. Is that something the patriarchy does? But she thinks that feminism is when a woman gets power over someone else. Ideally a man, but in this case, and that's probably why they think they have like a feminist spin on it, because if you think that feminism is when a woman gets more power than a man, then it's a natural like conclusion to make that, well, if I can put trans women under me, or black women for that matter, if I can put myself in a position where I have more power than a black woman or a trans woman, then they must not be real women. Because again, my mom ties the category of woman to like a power dynamic. It's happened with like trans women, it's happened with lesbians, it's happened with black women, it's happened with indigenous women, it's happened with poor women. There's so many examples in history of like rich white women finding a group of women that is worse off than them and getting out their frustrations on them instead of, and especially after they've tried to get one up on the men in their life, and when they fail, they turn to bashing a group of women that they see as below them, beneath them, because it's a failed attempt at reversing the like, well, I failed at deconstructing my oppressor upwards, which is, for example, the husband or the father. So if I can't, if you can't beat them, join them. If I can't beat the men in the power and the politics, I can maybe like become not a man, but like I can take the patriarchal role in a different power dynamic, like in a different context. That's what feminist theory is all about. It's not about men versus women necessarily. It's about the category of patriarchy versus it's the patriarchy versus what it oppresses. And it's not, and then when you add intersectionality to it, it's not like a linear, it's not like men oppress and women get oppressed. It's a lot more complex than that, because that's how power works. Power is super complex and is very like contextual. So yes, statistically in most contexts men have more power than women, but that's a bell curve, and that's in statistically most contexts. It's a lot more context where Some men have more power than other men. Some women have power than other women. A mother has more power than her son. Until he turns 18, of course. Like,
Mess with the best.
a black woman will have less power than a white woman. Like, there's a lot of situations where the power dynamic is not as clear-cut. It can also be a situation, I've had a situation in real life where a non-binary person had more power than the trans woman in the situation. However, when I had to report this incident, I was the one who was like male passing, and at the end of the day I was the one with the most male privilege, because I was the one that when I had to like whistleblow, and I was the one that was getting listened to. Not dressed like this, of course, but you know, I have the privilege of, even though I am a feminine guy, if I put on a button shirt and a vest and some nice pants, and I don't wear makeup that day, and I wear my hair like behind my ears, and I wear my glasses, or maybe I even put my hair up in a bun, people listen to me more, especially older people, especially if I haven't shaved. If I am in that period where I'm experimenting with my growing out my mustache.
Let's check the standings. 0 to 3. Quite the performance
So yeah.
from these superstars.
I'm getting distracted, that's what I am. Oh.
Coming up, it's the payload race.
Hell yeah.
Time for the teams to gear up.
Exclamation point. I see someone has responded to my selfie in the Discord with a counter goth. It's chef's kiss. Maybe how do you ever have this hunger? Okay, let's see. Yeah, I still want this, I think. Although yeah, we're behind. Oops. And I'm getting flack on my team for not doing stuff. You're just a chill guy. That I won't see in my next team. Ash moving, you make Ash AP? Look that? I don't know what AP is. But I'm just a chill guy. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to the game. Oh yeah. I should really get my black lips. I think I threw out my old black lipstick because my ex was using it a lot. Maybe I just gave it to them. I talked to them most. One of the toxic exes. So it's like I have bad associations with that particular lipstick. But I have the one that I'm wearing is like a very dark purple. On the stream camera, it's gonna look black. I'm already predicting that I'm definitely gonna be doing makeup streams. Well, because this is fun. And I feel fierce. Because I also want to learn. Past year or so, I've been experimenting also with like goth guy makeup, like more masculine goth makeup. What I view as masculine, you know. I still get called a couple of slurs on the street if you walk out like it, but you know, I want to look hot. Nope. Shit. Give up. Ow. Yes. That was an awful Bob placement, but you know what? We're slaying and we're sliving.
They're lucky that wasn't my final four.
Absolutely running away with this race.
My ultimate's
I also think I'm doing worse at the game because I need some music that's a bit more heavy. This is too calm.
Yes, our team's in
But I don't want to get distracted right now, so... Oh shit. Ow. Come on. Come on, cool down. Beers! Ah! Shit. Come on. Yes, for the Guts Guardians! For the Guardians! Oh, hell yeah. That was the best counter ult ever. Come on, come on, come on. This could be a really good comeback if we do this. Bob, holy shit. Come on, come on. Okay. Okay, we're having a comeback.
is one.
I need a little bit more hypey.
Some intense
Give me,
round.
I need her. I need, let's see. I need, this one.
Time to
I need
face off
Romy.
in
Give me some Romy.
control.
Okay.
What tactics will the teams come up with this
So,
round?
be there waiting for you with a drink and a smile. Be there waiting for you. Laugh us in bed. We'll be here a while. We'll be here a while. We'll be here a Take my soul and let me out. I'm gonna turn that up a little bit. I need to get like in the zone here. I've got a baby. I'm your baby. Dark twisted up inside. Beside me, see on the other side. And where the burns likely like.
The arena is ready and waiting. 20 seconds to go.
Are we ready for a comeback? I only have 30k points, but that's fine. My favorite
Match point.
way to respond to the in-game chat is just do things and not type at all. To just lock in. Which is what we're gonna do now. So if I talk a little bit less, that's why.
The objective unlocks in 10 seconds.
Ah, ow.
Objective is now active.
Yes, your healer is dead. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Up. Shit. Okay, they got him off point. No mind. Fine. Okay. Did my best.
All the best in the next match.
Okay. I need to pee. That was an intense game. Ooh, and we're close to contender. Okay. Just keep playing. I've already streamed for 3 hours, so I'm gonna stream for at least an hour. Oh, so simple. Right. Let's keep going. Ooh. I got some Overwatch coins. Nice. Okay. Oh, that's a nice emblem to have there. She's a young bitch. Shooting star. She's a young bitch. Young bitch. She's a young bitch. Okay, let's get real. Let's get some real bangers. Where give me, Father, have sinned. Come on, Q times. Oh, there we go. Oh,
First and foremost, the pre-game setup.
go goes and it goes and it goes. Uh-oh. It's a DPS that's choosing before me. Oh god, thank god. There's nothing more scary when someone else chooses Ashe and I'm like, okay. I'll try my best as May. Or because especially in this setup, like May is not as she's not as fun to play as she is in quick play. But Ashe is really fun in both modes. Because like what I like about Ashe in Stadium is that I can use the same build in quick play Stadium and ranked Stadium. I just like change the order of which power I take first. Whether I take the coach gun burning or the triple dynamite power. Because for those who don't know, in quick play Stadium there's 5 rounds, so there's like a lot more points per round, and you get your 3 first powers in round 1, 2, and 3. In ranked, there's 7 rounds. So you don't get to choose your second power until like round 3. Wait.
Both teams have
You stole Mercy to my friend. Well, it's fine.
Victory calls in the
They did swap to pick 8. Yeah,
to the armory. The teams are gearing up. Every choice
we'll be
is
fine.
crucial.
This album. It's good stuff. Don't know if I'm wearing the right outfit for it, but you know.
Hello there.
I think it might be a little too busy.
Just point me in the right direction.
The arena is calling. Our teams have 20 seconds left.
Over here.
Bingo. Need something a bit more feminine. This time.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
There's like certain playlists that I'm figuring out as I go that I can't listen to those on
The
stream.
objective unlocks in 10
Because
seconds.
I don't want to. They put me in a certain mood where I get very like quiet. That's not very good for a stream. Ow. Boom. Okay.
Barricades moving out.
Definitely gonna have to mark my stream at 18 plus before next stream. So this music that's not very yeah. It's not in the VOD anyways, that's fine. Oh shit, being revived. Stress.
They got the robot.
The fucking kitchen door is open, that's why I can smell. Here. This is something I need to check.
I'm on fire.
after the stream is whether I still have a shout out come in. And if not, then I set it up. Reset it, reactivate it. I'm pretty sure it's in there. It's stream elements. I just it's active. Uh-oh. Kitsune rush! Uh-oh. Yes! Counter ulted. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That was legitness. I don't have that many points because I've guarded the point a lot. But you know, it's fine. Yes. There's nothing more satisfying than killing a tracer. Oh. Closer. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's check the standings.
Fuck yeah, dude.
2-0.
I'm so excited for making more YouTube videos. Already got 200 views on nothing, everything, something. Which is a bit of it's not easy to watch, but it'll reach the people that it needs to reach when they're ready. Which is what it's been happening. It slowly like gets recommended to people who then watch it, and like someone might be like I've also had a couple of people, like one of my boyfriends has watched all of it and it has changed his life. The other one has watched the first 20 minutes and has decided he's going to wait until he has the time to kind of sit down and give it its due. There's a couple of other people where like either they've like watched it immediately because they know what it's about and they've been anticipating it, and then I've also had a friend or two who were like, they're on their way to be ready to watch it, but we both I know and they know that they're like just about to be ready. Like they're not ready. Give them like a couple of months maybe. It's one of those videos that I feel like will probably become more popular after I've started posting some other videos that are easier to watch. It's going to be a little bit easier to make someone go watch my YouTube if I'm like, oh yeah, here's like documentary about some queer history and stuff like, yeah, like the current good essay on it is about life and death and abuse and being outside of society and the meaning of life and breaking up with my exes and etc, etc, etc. It's also a very necessary video because it addresses a very key question that I had to address before moving on with my fucking life. It's a checkpoint, if you will. And it is acting as a checkpoint for other people too. It's like, oh, like I was, you know, this person before I watched the video, and I'm now a different person after watching the video. Because I've already had feedback of like people for whom a couple of brain cells were like rearranged after watching my video, which is kind of scary. But that was also kind of the point, that I wanted to talk about something that I don't see a lot of people addressing in YouTube videos. So I thought maybe someone else might feel seen. And like I said to a friend like 2 or 3 months before it came out, I said I don't really care how many people watch it. If I just have one person watch it and it changes their life for the better, that's enough for me. And so 200 views is nice, it's good. But so far, yesterday was on 220. It's a good old slow burn. Because again, it is the type of video you like. Darn it. It is the type of video that you put on the back burner if you're not ready for it. Because it's either going to be like, holy shit, finally someone is talking about this, or like yes, I need someone to, like, finally someone said it, or it's gonna be like, that kind of makes me uncomfortable, I'll watch it later. I think it'd be really interesting if there's people who like know about the video now, but they don't watch it until like in a year,
Let's check the stats.
because that's the effect that the video had on me as well.
The performance from these superstars.
Making the video made me break up with my exes.
Coming up,
Because I wasn't ready
payload race.
for the final the actual final implications of the thesis. But I am now. Let's see, do we want to... I feel like we want to do that one. Just like some overall... Yeah. Yeah. So I have a feeling it's gonna be like a slow burn video. It's gonna. I mean, it has been
The arena is
getting like a
growing.
solid
Our teams have
5 to 10 views per
27
day. Like, people just keep on like finding it in Discords, or finding it on my Discord profile, or I'm also curious if it's gonna be one of those videos that people watch like a year after it's come out. So it is one of those conversations that you're not ready for it. You won't like the last half of the video. And if you haven't been where I've been, then you also won't like the first half. Very like, it's one of those like, it's gonna be one of those videos of like, I don't expect everyone to watch this. I expect that it's only gonna be for the handful of people who get it. That's also what I made it for. I made it for myself and the handful of people in my life who get it. That I've met throughout my life, and online and stuff. And then I can move on to some more mainstream, like lighter topics. After I've done the video, and the entire video kind of feels like a disclaimer. Like, it feels like a disclaimer, but it also feels like I'm proving myself both to people who watch my videos and also to myself that like I get it. Like, I'm not just a surface level person. Like, I've been there, which I think is very important, especially if you're delving into very serious topics in the video essay in the future. I'm basically, with this video, I'm kind of showing like I can be serious. I can be like very serious. Because I've had a very
In the dust.
because I think that's something a lot of people are looking for at the moment. Is that genuineness. Might also be a little bit of an autistic perspective of like not understanding why everyone is playing a role in their YouTube videos and not being themselves because they're in front of the camera or whatever. I struggled with a lot. But you know, I've made the whole video about it so that I can like put it to rest. So that I can like point to a video and be like, okay, instead of ending on a weird note in that conversation, just watch this video, maybe skip through a couple of triggering parts, and just get to the epilogue. The first half is really just a test of your patience. to see if you're going to be a person who gets it. A person who will sit through audio that is 90% good quality, but it's not like it's one of those videos that you'll have to give a chance. And then you get the reward in the last half where the quality gets better and the points get more meaningful. The video gets more and more meaningful the more you watch. One of my boyfriends, the one who's watched it a couple of times, that was his main compliment of it, that he felt like the video got better the longer you watched it, the longer you got in. And that I cherish that compliment because that is exactly what I was going for. This like video that on a parallel level with itself is developing as you watch it, because that's what happened in real life. That it took 5 years to make this video. Because I developed through the process and had to reiterate a couple of times. And instead of just like completely rewriting the video, I decided, okay, let me make it like a biological organism that changes as you go along in the video. And that is created something I'm very proud of. I'm gonna get some other drink while we
20 seconds left.
Ultimate's charging. Over here. Over here.
3, 2, 1. Commencing attack on objective B.
Oopsies. Snowballs are so good.
The objective goes live in 10.
Hey.
The objective's live.
Cheers.
Is that the best they've got?
I am kind of considering
Objective. We're falling
if I
back to
should
objective A.
take like a longer break for this game with dinner and stuff, or I should just like keep streaming for like half an hour more and then just end stream. Let's see how I feel after this game. Because I want to get that at my... I want to... Oh, shit. Oh yeah. Get him, boys. This is good. After the last game, this is a good comeback.
They take the point. They're moving up to objective B. The objective
Tactical visor activated.
I look forward to the concert next year. Oh my god. Kiki Rockwell. It's coming to Germany. And I've talked with one of my friends RL who's from Germany that we're gonna go on a spring trip to go to the concert because oh my god. Lesbian, mysterious, medieval, alternative, indie, sort of like no one does it like Kiki Rockwell. I don't.
That's a round one.
It's like
The score is 3
dark, feminine, electronic, lesbian, like sapphic,
Really tell who the
witchy, like
coming up
it's the
next.
perfect combination of like Florence and the Machine, Paris Paloma,
What tactics will the team
club
adopt this
music,
round?
and like queerness. It's all the good stuff. Let's take that one. Should we take it? No, we take this one. We're ahead, so we can do that. Yeah. I am the doctor. I mean, if it wasn't because Kiki Rockwell had been getting more and more popular, I did originally have like a dream, well, pipe dream of if I ever get enough budget to like be able to pay an indie artist for having one of their songs, licensing one of their songs, to have it in a video essay. I think it would be her, because her music is just so unique and it would be so good for a video essay. Especially kind of like artsy video essays I want to make.
Until we kick this
I'm like kind of stuck between two a rock and a hard place. Because there's been a lot of like discourse about like,
if the team
should video essays be this theatrical?
the match.
And I say they don't necessarily need to be. I think it's good that we're getting a lot of like non-theatrical ones. Personally, I would like to try and take it even further, because I think the problem was with a lot of video essays that they were trying to toe that line between educational and artistic. And not necessarily in the documentaries, but if I make a video, for example, about Tumblr sexy men and the male gaze, I want to see if I can make that, like, I want to, it's probably not going to be as artistic as Nothing, Everything, Something, but I really enjoyed mixing like it was almost like making an art film, but it's actually a video essay, but it's also like a piece of, like, there's like an ARG attached to it, and there's also like this atmosphere, and there's a color story, which for those who have watched my video, and if you haven't watched it yet, I'm not gonna, not really necessarily a spoiler, just the color symbolism is of red and green. I put a lot of effort into that. Changes throughout the video, but I can't really, I don't want to spoil, but I can just say that the color symbolism of those two colors changes throughout the movie. The film, the essay, the video. I hesitate to call it a film yet, because I don't feel like it's good enough quality, but that might just be my imposter syndrome. I look forward to having a better workflow, because one of the creative decisions that came out of what the format eventually became, of having like some of the audio not being as good in the beginning. It's still good. It's just not as good as this where I live now. Some restrictions also came from the fact that I had to change computers and OS mid-editing, mid-production, like changing from DaVinci Resolve to Kdenlive Live, and it was a whole ass mess. And then but you know, sometimes, like what I was taught in arts class is that sometimes it's okay to make a mistake and then just work that into your artistic choices. Like a happy accident kind of type of deal. And generally I'm not very spiritual, but in this case, it really has felt like the Nothing, Everything, Something video kind of had its own life, and the video wanted to do what the video wanted to do. And some of those restrictions I worked in as creative choices. And it really pays off if you give the video a chance. I have a lot of recommendation. It's been it's not just me now, it's like several, like both my boyfriends, some of my friends, like they really enjoy the visual storytelling. And I hope to bring that same level of like atmospheric storytelling to my other videos. So I think this is perfect. Just reaching contender. And that's perfect timing because I'm getting very hungry. And I usually don't do raids because I don't have enough viewers for that. I don't want to, But you can always just check out the list of streamers that I have on my, I was about to call it cassette, the roulette of streamers I have on my, offline thing. All my links are in the description. I think I'm just going to stop streaming now. I might stream later, or maybe just hang out in a Discord call. I'll see how I feel in like 1.5 hours. Oh, and it's also 1 AM. Yeah, I'm just gonna end stream now. It's been fun, guys.